The Becki Jones situation is a sad reminder of the stark reality of social media. Everyone kind of thinks that social media is this glitz and glam job that, is fantastic. And it is. It can provide so much freedom, expression, creativity, and it's a lot of fun. But it does come with its downsides, and of course the dark side of the internet is always going to be the comment sections, the dislikes, the way that, people can put themselves across behind a screen because there's so much anonymity with it. And people can say what they want, how they want, whenever they want, and basically face no repercussions whatsoever because ultimately who's going to find you? And unfortunately, Becki Jones is one of the many people online who have faced some severe criticism after her explosive rise on social media, and ultimately it has led to her basically deciding that quitting social media is the best way forwards for her. So we're going to take a look at the entire situation, what led up to this point, what Becki's had to say, and also some very interesting people coming forwards to basically speak out and be like, what's gone on is absolutely wrong, and Becki Jones should not have been removed from social media, or should not have removed herself from social media. So it all started when Becki posted this to her TikTok 3 days ago.
Mum, the last few days I have done so much reflecting, so much thinking about my health, about my mental health. So I started my TikTok journey in 2020 with a slow cooker hot chocolate video, and it went viral overnight and I became a TikToker basically. And wow, in these 5 years I have met so many amazing people. I've had so many opportunities. I've worked with brands that I never thought I'd work with. And just overall, I've done things that I never thought I would ever do in my life. And all these things wouldn't have been accomplished if it wasn't for all you, my supporters. And I am honestly so grateful for you all. And I've just had the best 5 years, from going live and just chatting to you all and singing and dancing, doing my workout videos, making a 5-second dance look so difficult, finding the best Easter eggs to review, just, going away and meeting up with other TikTokers and seeing them and becoming really good friends with everybody. And just having the best time overall with doing all my videos. And there has been so many favourite times and so many favourite videos, National Nutella Day, why are you so chunky, my what are you eating a day videos, and just overall, every video that I do, I've always loved making my content for you all.
And this is something as well that, obviously strikes a nerve with a lot of people is, Becki's not one of these controversial TikTokers like your Bonnie Blues, your Lily Phillips, your Elphabas, your CLAs, your, Logan Pauls, who thrive off of the controversy to stay relevant. Her content was always, really wholesome, and she didn't rely on controversy to be popular and successful. She just relied on herself, right? Which is something that, I always remember for, I never used to really watch her stuff, but when it would pop up on my For You page, one of the things I'd always think is, wow, she's just herself. And that's all she needed to be, and that's all she ever was, right? But ultimately, the internet is doing what the internet has done best. Such a shame.
You all? I've even had a few well-known catchphrases, such as McFlurry or a fruit bag. And you can't forget the B&M era. So you're probably all thinking why I'm reminiscing. And I don't know if it's clear yet, but I've decided to come off social media. And I don't want you to think that this decision was made lightly or that I'm not grateful for anyone's support, because I am. I'm so grateful for the following that I've got and what I've built up and what we've built up. Sorry, I told myself I wasn't going to get upset. But the last few days I've been reminiscing and I've been reflecting, and it's just not good for my mental health anymore. It's really affected me, and I think deep down it has for a while now. And although I love it, I love all of you, I love posting, whether it's a silly video or whether it's, a recipe. It's just, this app is just full of so much negativity. And I think I've always brushed it off and said, you know, you can't let other people bring you down, but they do get you down. And it's okay to admit that. It's okay to say, you know, it has got to me. But I don't want you to think that I'm like upset, or, well, I am upset and I am sad, but this will pass. And I think it's the right decision for me that I've made. You know, I've come to this decision because, you know, who wants that affecting their life? Who wants that affecting their mental health? And I just want to become the best version of myself for myself.
So ultimately, the video does kind of go on like that, right? But you're probably wondering, like, you know, you have to expect it with social media. It comes in part and parcel, right? Obviously, the thing is, with someone like Becki Jones, she was targeted quite heavily because of the way that she looked, because of her weight, because of all sorts of different things, right? And the internet, like I've said before, is absolutely ruthless when it comes to this kind of thing. I mean, this video breaks it down far better than I ever could. Some of the reasons as to why Becki Jones left social media.
Hasn't left TikTok. Becki Jones has been bullied off of the app. All of my time using the TikTok app, I have never witnessed such intense bullying towards an individual as I have in the comments of Becki Jones' videos. The most obsessively hateful group of individuals coming for her family, coming for the children in her family, coming for her dog when her dog died. And the demographic of these trolls was not just men or just teenagers or just women. It was fucking everyone. You could scroll through the comment section. You could find middle-aged women, middle-aged men, children, teenagers, people who had daughters her age coming for her. And what does it say about Becki? That the video she's made confirming she's choosing to leave social media for mental health has centred not around the bullies, but centred around the people that supported her, thanking them and focusing on the good and the positive. I'm fucking glad she has, because they don't deserve the mention and the attention that they are so desperately trying to seek. And for the people who repeatedly trolled Becki under the guise of she's promoting obesity, it has to be stopped, grow a fucking backbone and grow the fuck up. Because do you really think that because you are witnessing someone leading a certain lifestyle on social media that you have to replicate that? If you are that easily influenced by the stuff you see online and someone's diet you see online that you think it's promoting copying that, you shouldn't be on social media. If you are that weak-minded that that is your argument, don't watch a single thing that the media feeds you. You should not be consuming it at all. And then the trolls whose argument centred around, I just don't like her, she's not my kind of person. Then why did all the comments revolve around tearing down her physical appearance? Every single person who left a negative comment, Becki Jones, whether it was one or whether you were one of the pathetic people who would make it your hobby in life to sit and wait for a new video just so you could think of ways to tear her down. The fact that you are so offended by someone who doesn't fit into the stereotypical archetype of a conventionally attractive person in the media's eyes says everything about you and nothing about Becki.
Yeah, it's not wrong there. And again, it's one of those things where she has had one of the most brutal comment sections for an incredibly long time. And the fact that she actually lasted this long, you know, goes to show that she genuinely has got a thick skin. But, you know, she's like, everyone has their breaking points. And it was relentless to this person, right? She would post any kind of video, no matter how wholesome it was. It would not, like, predominantly be a pretty savage response, and it just got to the point where, like, you've got to wonder, is any job actually worth this? Probably not. But, you know, even content creators now on social media like TikTok have come out, and even big star personalities have come out and basically defended Becki Jones. One person, kind of surprising actually, being Bonnie Blue.
The hate she encountered. No wonder. It's really unfortunate to hear about Becki Jones leaving social media due to the hate she encountered. No one deserves to be subjected to bullying and harassment online. It's a reminder of the importance of creating safer and more supportive spaces online, both for individuals and communities as a whole. Social media should be a place for engagement, connection, and sharing experiences, not a breeding ground for negativity and hate.
Right. And I agree with the sentiment there. Obviously, with it coming from Bonnie Blue, it's a bit of a weird one, because it's like, you know, her way of getting attention is through rage baiting, right? So, like, obviously, she's not exactly the person I'd be taking advice from when it comes to online social media stuff, because they are two very different characters, very, very far removed from one another. But even Gemma Collins, right, who, if you're not from the UK, you might not necessarily know her. She's like a big TV personality, like massive personality, right? She's very outspoken, a very loud individual. And she's spoken out about the hate that she got.
This is a message to everyone that's bullied Becki Jones. I am just so disgusted that this has happened to this poor girl. And Becki, darling, please come back on, because you're doing something that when people bully you, it's because there's something about you that they're lacking in themselves. If someone's hating, honey, guess what? It means you're successful. So don't come off TikTok. And you know what, TikTok? Everyone that bullied her, you should ban them from the platform and really take stock of and put a boundary in place of really, cracking down on these people that are just not okay, hun. Becki Jones, I want to see you back on TikTok. I want to meet you. I want to make a TikTok with you. Stay fabulous, honey.
So, I mean, Gemma Collins has obviously said the right things there. Ultimately, this is what people have been saying on social media for an incredibly long time, but it's an impossible reality, to be fair. Like, social media platforms, though they don't crack down on it hard enough, it is an impossible ask to ban everyone that's ever negative or, put something negative in a comment section, because it's really hard to moderate, especially when you've got like millions upon millions upon millions of accounts to moderate. It can be quite a challenging thing. But what do you guys think? Obviously, it's horrific that she's been bullied off of social media, ultimately. That is what this comes down to. This isn't just, she deserved it. This isn't a case of, stop this TikToker because she's doing all the wrong things or she's, like, negatively impacting people around her. Instead, it was the just horrible people affecting her. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Like I said, if this was an Elphaba or a CLA, it would be like, right, we're glad to see the back of this person, because ultimately they were not doing anything positive to society and their content was actually affecting people around them. With Body Blue up to some deeply disturbing antics once again, a streamer by the name of Amouranth creating beer using her vaginal yeast. Yes, you heard me right there. And Elphaba and CLA, two of England's most notorious TikTokers, just being incredibly odd individuals. There's a lot of weird stuff that's been going on TikTok recently, so we're going to get started. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the fact that a streamer by the name of Amouranth, now you may know her, right? She creates content from, you remember the whole hot tub era of streaming? Yeah, she does that. But she recently got burgled, she had people break into her house, she got pistol whipped, and then apparently she rapped people and then they all ran away. She appeared on the Clickbait podcast, right, to talk about all of her experiences. But the weirdest thing that went on was when she brought out this beer, right, to promote it. And it's like a beer, but it's got one very special ingredient, a homegrown ingredient, in fact. It's called vaginal yeast. Yeah. What the yeah, I'm too early in the video to start swearing, but yeah, she created this and she gave it to the presenter who was asking the questions, the podcast host, to talk about it and give it a try. And he tried it. I wouldn't be trying it, but he tried it.
Now I have beer from my my yeast.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
My own personal homegrown yeast. I collected it myself and I sent it in. We actually asked him if you want to try it.
Yeah, I'll try it. Oh, in my face. Is it weird that I'm drinking, essentially?
It's only weird if it tastes bad.
Okay. All right.
I thought it was okay, personally. Kind of fruity.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cola. We'll leave that there. The essence.
It was funny because it's going to do a taste test with Elizabeth Warren. But that wouldn't have been funny. We weren't even going to tell her what it was until she drank it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's weird, isn't it? It's just weird. Imagine turning up to a US senator and being like, do you mind just trying my beer to make sure it's good? And then she tries it. And she's like, oh, what's in there? Giving it that, you know, that little bit of extra at the back of the throat. Oh, that's my vagina yeast, baby. I'm surprised that Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips haven't thought of this yet to start selling their, like, juices in flavoured drinks. Don't give them ideas, Amouranth. Keep in your own lane. Let's just move on from that. It's deeply disturbing. But moving on, we're going to be coming back to the UK. So we've got some very odd TikTokers here in the UK, haven't we? We're proud to not have these people. We are not proud at all. We wish that the UK did not associate with these people, but unfortunately we don't have a choice. And yeah, we've got Elphaba, who I'm sure you're very all aware of. I don't need to go into detail about her. And we've got CLA. Now, CLA's been up to all sorts of shenanigans recently. That's a whole video coming out in and of itself. But yeah, we've got Elphaba going on live stream and just doing some weird shit. Really weird shit. Like this.
I'm gonna cook.
Now, I just want to state, she's making that noise with her mouth. I don't know how. I actually am kind of jealous that I'm not able to do this. Like the... I don't know how she's doing it. It's got to be somewhere in the back of the throat where she's just opening and closing her windpipe like this, and it's just popping out these noises. I've never seen anything like it, but we continue. What the fuck?
No, go. Screenshot, bitch. Send it to me. Who's a naughty new? Who's a naughty new? It's my famous saying. It's my famous saying. Like, so famous. So, oh god, like, it's Hollywood famous. Like, so Hollywood famous. Right.
Could you imagine just being out and about, right? And then you just see that walking down the street, like just hunched over, like doing that towards you. You'd be like, what the fuck, freak? Fuck off. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. That's probably the most ADHD video I think I've ever seen, and I'm sorry to all my fellow ADHDers out there. I'm also ADHD, so don't worry about it. I take no offence. But that's some kind of weird shenanigans that you typically see from someone with ADHD. But moving forwards, it's absolutely nothing on CLA, Chelsea Lee Arts, right? She's an absolute scumbag. So I don't feel bad making this portion of the video. But she's been told, right, by her fans, and I don't know why she believes her fans, considering she posts her address online all the time and just gets sent so much random stuff. But she believes her fans for whatever reason. Fans, by the way, I use that term loosely. About as loose as Bonnie Blue's vagina. And she's been told that she's going to be making an appearance on EastEnders. Now, if you don't know what EastEnders is, if anyone that's not from the UK, it's a soap opera. It's a drama series on TV that's been running for ages. And it's based in London, and it's like, it's completely scripted. It's basically, if you can't get into acting, you go on the soaps, because the acting is god awful on it. But and also, like, only the demographic of like 40-plus-year-olds like EastEnders anymore. Sorry to anyone that's under 40 and likes EastEnders, but I'm just spitting facts. But she's been told that she's going to be making an appearance on EastEnders, and she genuinely believes it.
Message for the not famous one. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but lovely, you have not been invited to do a cameo on EastEnders.
Could you imagine just her turning up, Roots darling, Roots darling, you know, with that like husky smoker's voice she's got.
Believe how she actually believes that this is true. And to the people, listen, whether you love her or hate her, to the people who keep doing this to her, and I know people find it quite amusing because she believes it, I actually think it's a little bit mean now. But the fact she actually believes it is astonishing. And the people around her, I can't remember the lady's name who was in the box. Obviously, I don't follow these people, but it's all over the FYP. And because obviously I work in TV and I worked at Emmerdale, I've been tagged and sent this video a lot over the weekend. So just to make a couple of things clear, number one.
Before she goes into that, why is CLA actually believing these people? Like, surely if EastEnders wanted her as a cameo, they would reach out to her directly. And then she'd be like, why is she finding out that she might be getting a cameo through people online that aren't even verified sources of information? Like, that is my first kind of like, what is wrong with you moment. And then, obviously, you know, to then just believe it blindly is actually so stupid.
An exec producer from a show would never just send you a letter like that. One, how they even got your address.
Is that how she found out? She found... This is the issue, right? This is where the issue comes in. She gives out her address online so that people can just send her stuff. And then she gets sent random shit like this. And then just takes it at face value. What I'm crying.
Two, it's always done via casting. And you would have to have some kind of management or an agent that they would then approach. Number three, the soaps are 6 weeks in front. And to do a live episode, which I know because I did one at Emmerdale, sorry, you are rehearsing for a full week more. So there is no way on this earth that EastEnders have thought, oh, I tell you who we're going to have to do a cameo. Chelsea Leah. It's not happening. And I think the people who keep doing this to her are a little bit cruel. Because let's face it, she's made her own bed. It is what it is now with her. But the fact she believes it. And then there's people around her who are going, oh my God, that's amazing, congratulations. And it's just awful. You would think that before she even showed anybody, she would make a phone call rather than just, you know, them feel embarrassed that it's not actually happening. And no offence, but of all the people in the world, they're not going to be asking the not famous one. One, she's a complete liability. Two, in what sense would they find anything for her to do on there? And they wouldn't risk the live episode. I don't know if you remember years ago, EastEnders did one, and there was a little bit of a fluff. I think, if I remember rightly, it was Ian Beale. Bless him. It's hard. Doing a live episode is really difficult. The channel have put so much money and time because it is a huge risk. And no offence, but as an actor, you get quite lazy working on TV. So doing anything live or theatre is really, really scary. They would not in a million years risk having somebody like her on a live episode.
I mean, with the state of the BBC, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually did. But could you imagine, like, the BBC pumping hundreds of thousands of pounds into this live episode and then just have Chelsea Leah rock up and just go, Roots, darling, through the background, through whatever the square's called. I can't remember what it's called now. Roots, darling, roots. Oh, could you imagine the scenes? I would absolutely love it. And it would probably have me watch that episode just to see that little cameo. Maybe they should do it just for that. Get the younger generation in, but I can't imagine. Anyway, moving on, we're going to take a look at Bonnie Blue. If I have to do it, then you do too, so I'm so sorry. But she has been obviously over in America recently doing all sorts of crazy shenanigans. But before she left, she was posing as a delivery person, just delivering pizzas in London, as you do. I don't know what that's for, whether it's a stunt or if there's something going on. I have no idea. I just thought I'd share it with you because it was kind of crazy. But one thing that is, I don't like Bonnie Blue, and I don't like anything that she does. I think she's a bit scummy, but I've got to give her props for this. This was actually incredibly well done. So she appeared on the Bad Friends podcast. If you don't know what that is, that's the Bobby Lee podcast. Bobby Lee's obviously a famous comedian, right? And he does it with his friend, Andrew. They're hilarious together. I love watching, like, broken down clips of them just doing stuff. And, you know, it's just fantastic. But Bonnie Blue did make an appearance because obviously she's over in America. And I must say, she did hold her own with this one-liner that she delivered.
Your next one.
Well, the next one is like spring break.
I'm not going to
go. And then go to Miami. Go. I mean, I will be inviting you to my queue because I do want the disabled.
Fuck you, yeah.
I mean, she did him dirty there. And I can't lie, it is funny, right? Like, it just is. But that's got absolutely nothing on this next podcast that she's done. Like, she's obviously trying to branch out to a wider audience now, like, you know, widening the net, as you would say, to kind of, you know, break out of just the UK. And obviously the US is a huge market to tap into. So she's gone over there to do her spring break stuff. I'm surprised Lily Phillips isn't over there just trying to chase her coattail. But it is what it is. But she has appeared on a podcast and she has actually broken down the amount of people that she's slept with in total, right? People get so upset when when I say slept with. Like, why don't you just say had sex with? I don't know. Like, it's just a term. I don't know if it's just a UK thing, but here we are. But she's given a round number of how many people she's actually had sex with in total. And I'm not going to lie to you, I thought it was going to be a hell of a lot higher than this, considering in one sitting in 12 hours, she apparently slept with 1,100 people, or 1,000 people, almost 1,100. Rookie numbers, really.
How many people have you slept with?
In total, must be about 1,800 now. I slept with over 1,000 in one day.
How many?
1,057.
Is there enough time to do that?
They had about 30 to 40 seconds in me.
I don't know how to respond to this. I don't know if that's a good thing. How many people?
I mean, those are just rookie numbers. To a stud like me, those are rookie numbers. Now, I want to start this video out by stating that what I'm going to mention here, I hope to God is not true, right? Because if it is, then Becki Jones has hoodwinked the entire TikTok community and everyone involved, and it could potentially come back to bite her on the arse severely bad. So I do hope, like, you know, let's take everything that we hear here with a pinch of salt, because there are rumours floating around. Obviously, Becki Jones, huge TikToker, now has well over 1.1 million followers on TikTok because of her leaving social media, because apparently she was bullied off the platform, right? Everyone came out to say that this is absolutely horrendous, you know, it's really bad what's happened to Becki Jones, and everyone came out to support her. But people are now starting to claim that Becki Jones is rumoured to be going on to Big Brother in the UK, the celebrity one for 2025. And now people are starting to state, well, did she state that she's quitting social media to get a bit of notoriety online, to kind of build up a bit of hype, to get herself a bit of a following for the Big Brother? Well, that's apparently what's been stated, and if that is the case, right, and she's used this as a ploy to try and, like, you know, rage bait or, you know, sympathy bait, it's kind of fucked up, because everyone was rooting for her and was like, yeah. So I do hope that this is not the case, but we're going to take a look at what we have so far. So the best place to start, of course, is Becki Jones' TikTok. So this was obviously the latest video that she posted on her social media of her, you know, basically stating that she will be leaving social media indefinitely.
What a beautiful day it is today. I just wanted to come on. The last few days I have done so much reflecting, so much thinking about my health, about my mental health. So I started my TikTok journey in 2020 with a slow cooker hot chocolate video, and it went viral overnight and I became a TikToker basically. And wow, in these 5 years I have met so many amazing people. I've had so many opportunities. I've worked with brands that I never thought I'd work with. And just overall, I've done things that I never thought I would ever do in my life. And all these things wouldn't have been accomplished if it wasn't for all you, my supporters. And I am honestly so grateful for you all. And I've just had the best 5 years, from going live and just chatting to you all and singing and dancing, doing my workout videos, making a 5-second dance look so difficult, finding the best Easter eggs to review, just, you know, going away and meeting up with other TikTokers and seeing them and becoming really good friends with everybody. And just having the best time overall, with doing all my videos. And there has been so many favourite times and so many favourite videos, you know. National Nutella Day, why are you so chunky? My what are you eating a day videos, and just overall, every video that I do, like, I've always loved making my content for you all. I've even had a few well-known catchphrases, you know, such as McFlurry or a fruit bag, and you can't forget the B&M era. So you're probably all thinking why I'm reminiscing. And I don't know if it's clear yet, but I've decided to come off social media. And I don't want you to think that this decision was made lightly, or that I'm not grateful for anyone's support, because I am. I'm so grateful for the following that I've got and what I've built up and what we've built up. Sorry, I told myself I wasn't going to get upset. But the last few days I've been reminiscing and I've been reflecting, and it's just not good for my mental health anymore. It's really affected me, and I think deep down it has for a while now. And although I love it, I love all of you, I love posting, whether it's a silly video or whether it's, you know, a recipe. It's just, this app is just full of so much negativity. And I think I've always brushed it off and said, you know, you can't let other people bring you down, but they do get you down. And it's okay to admit that. It's okay to say, you know, it has got to me. But I don't want you to think that I'm like upset, or, well, I am upset and I am sad, but this will pass. And I think it's the right decision for me that I've made. You know, I've come to this decision because, you know, who wants that affecting their life? Who wants that affecting their mental health? And I just want to become the best version of myself for myself. And I want to put me first. I have a loving family. I have amazing friends. And I just want to start setting realistic goals for my future. And like I've said in this video, you know, I've been back and forth. Do I take a longer break? Do I, you know, do I carry on? And, you know, because you do make me happy. All of you that support and love me, you do make me happy. And I have, you know, I was thinking, do I just hang on in there? Do I just carry on doing it? After a break, it's always good for the first, you know, couple of weeks, and you feel refreshed, you feel, you know, you get back to your posting, but then it just hits you again. And I don't want to have to wait for that again. And, you know, even though I'm okay, I'm fine, I just want to put myself and my mental health first. And I just think being a TikToker isn't doing that for myself anymore. But I am honestly so grateful for all the love, for all the support, for everything that you've all given me in the last 5 years.
Now, of course, that does seem like an incredibly genuine response, right? She seems very upset. It seems, you know, sympathetic. It seems genuine. I didn't walk away from this video thinking, yeah, that's a load of bollocks, right? But now I'm starting to question things. But, you know, over on her social media, so over on her Instagram, apparently this was posted, and it says Becki Jones is going on Big Brother season 22, right, which is the upcoming celebrity Big Brother. The comment sections are absolutely brutal as per usual. You can actually see why she has taken a break from social media, to be perfectly honest, just by looking at the first 3 comments right there. But yeah, she commented, I'm excited to see you all soon. But then apparently, well, I'm not 100% sure if this is actually genuine, because I went over to her actual Instagram page, and when I tried to take a little look for it, that post wasn't actually there. So I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt. The last thing that she did post was on the 9th of March, right? So that was a little while ago. Yeah, not seeing that post actually anywhere on her Instagram whatsoever. So it begs the question of, is that actually genuine? I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt. I did try and look on like social media outlets. Many people have even speculated over on Facebook, the Big Brother UK group, which has got over 60,000 followers. Does anyone else think Becki Jones has quit socials to go on Celebrity Big Brother? I do. A lot of people basically asking, you know, don't know who that is. I don't know. There's a good possibility that she did, but there's nothing concrete right now to say that she is actually going in there. Everything's just rumours, and even if you try and look for her, you won't find it like anything concrete to say that she's going on, Big Brother or anything like that. So again, we do have to take all of this with a pinch of salt, but the rumours are becoming quite, significant to the point where it must have started from something, all right? But she did also state this in a recent, Instagram story. So let's take a look at this.
That Becki Jones might be returning to TikTok. Thank God for that. Obviously, a couple of days ago, Becki Jones posted a video saying that she was leaving social media because of all the hate that she gets. That she's been getting realistically straight away from the start of her making her first ever video. That was like 5 years ago, so the fact that she's managed to go this long despite all the hate is just insane to me. If that was me in that position, I don't know if I could be that strong. After that video was posted, she's now got over 1 million followers. Because of that, she ended up posting this. I think she posted this on her Instagram story or something. She said, "Thank you for all your support over these past few days. I'm well aware I've hit 1 million followers on TikTok thanks to all my lovely fans. I have something very special coming up as a celebration. Love you all." Something very special. Like a return, right, Becki? Realistically, if Becki feels like it's better for her mental health to leave, that's completely fair enough. I think everybody should respect that. Then you can also look at it from a different point of view. Obviously, with her having such a large following, it's very clear that people are just jealous of it. It's either they're jealous of her or they're just really sad and want to bring her down to make themselves feel better. They are the only reasons people say negative things about her, and it's actually disgusting. As far as I'm aware, she's never done anything wrong. She just tries to...
Yeah, she's always been quite a wholesome character, but obviously, like I say, if she has, I'm going to say this one more time with a pinch of salt, if she has done this to, build up a bit of notoriety and a bit of infamy and a bit of, fame for Big Brother, I would be so disappointed because people really rallied behind her. You've got Gemma Collins, you've got Bonnie Blue, you've got other huge people coming out and being like, this is so out of order. And yes, she does get absolutely brutally bullied within her comment sections. And it is bullying because it's relentless. It would be a very valid reason for her to actually leave. But if it comes out that she's only done this to do that, then I'll be disappointed. But on the flip side to that, we can also potentially say that, maybe she left social media and then got the opportunity to go on Big Brother to kind of and who wouldn't take that opportunity? She could really propel her career off the back of it. So, it's one of those ones. One of TikTok's biggest embarrassments just got even more embarrassing. Chelsea Liar, otherwise known as CLA, is arguably one of the most controversial British TikTok live streamers on the entire platform. She's known for many things, including her racism, for shouting "Roots, darling" at any given opportunity, even though I think she's retired that term now, but it's probably copyrighted at this point. She's also known for getting minors involved on her live streams when she's out and about getting drunk, and she's also known for touching up taxi drivers inappropriately and basically assaulting them out in public, all whilst live streaming. She's an absolute mess. She's an absolute mess, and things there's a whole lot that's gone on since I last talked about CLA, and I'm not going to lie to you, it's a bit of a shambles and it's a bit of a horror show, and there is a whole timeline to this stuff. So, first of all, basically around Christmas time, CLA gave out her private address, right, to her council house. Nothing wrong with having a council house, it's just, facts for context, essentially. But she gave out her address because she wanted people to send her stuff for Christmas, right? I mean, you can't get any more, gimme without doing that, but it ended up backfiring massively because people started, instead of sending her nice things, just started sending her so much random shit at random times of the day. So, for example, in the clip that I'm about to show you, she got sent something at 1 a.m., right? And it was just, again, something completely and utterly random. So, yeah, let's have a little look, shall we?
I can't do it. Oh, can't do a backflip there. Oh, my God. $5.68. Thank you, darling. Bagels. I've got packs of fucking bagels. I'm going to go feed the neighbours, darling. They'll have a bag of free shopping tomorrow. Avocado and lemon. Like, literally, guys, I know I need to go on a diet. A banana. Bloody hell, darling.
Right, so you probably noticed in the background the absolute state of the flat. We're going to get onto that in just a moment, so hold that thought in your mind. But yeah, she got sent loads of random stuff. But she decided that life was too stressful for her at the moment. Live streaming, too much. Being at home, too much. You know, she's renovating her council house. I don't think she's allowed to, but she's doing it. And yeah, long story short, she decided that what she was going to do with her hard-earned cash from TikTok live streaming was she was going to go on a holiday to Barcelona, right? And it starts out incredibly ropey because she's live streaming, obviously, as she does. She spends a lot of time, I mean, she's incredibly sunburnt in the video that we're about to see, but she spends a lot of time in a hotel room blasting loud music to the point where the hotel staff actually had to phone up to the hotel room and ask her to turn the music down. And you're going to see one of the most ironic conversations you'll probably ever see.
Hello? Well, I can't hear it. I've got the music on, sweetheart.
So the hotel staff phone up to tell her to turn the music down because they've got noise complaints. And she's on the phone saying, I can't hear you, darling. The music's on too loud. She's... What the fuck is wrong with this woman?
I'm on... I don't want it. Just cancel it. It's fine. I'll still pay for it. It doesn't matter. I just don't want it. I'm busy. I'm working. Sorry about that. And it's so annoying that this whole door situation, the fact that there must be something to alert, because, you know, if I've got my music on, how the hell, and this has happened a few times with me missing when they're at the door. Yeah, maybe you should just call me and say they're at the door.
The entitlement on this woman is actually unfathomable. Like, I've noticed progressively more and more as she's, like, not become more famous, but become more infamous. Like, this kind of complex where she is, like, this god among men is starting to kind of outgrow her.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't hear her then. It's because I'm partly deaf as it is, sweetheart. So, I'm just gonna cancel it, darling, and I'll come and eat, yeah, when I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm just, yeah. All right, just cancel it, it's fine. Thank you, gracias. I did not hear the girl. I'm listening to my music. I'm working. You know, I've been off TikTok for long enough. I've got no time for it. They've had enough money out of me. No one cares. I'm only renting a place so I can, you know.
It's so weird, man. It is so weird. Like, this kind of mentality that she's got towards the whole situation is so backwards. But she also gets into a bust-up with... Not a bust-up, but, you know, she gets into a bit of an altercation with some hotel staff after they ask her politely to not record them. And she says, I'm not recording, I'm live streaming. Because obviously there's a huge difference between the two, isn't there? Fuck's sake.
Good evening.
Hello, I need to charge my phone.
No, miss.
No.
Don't make it.
I'm not filming you.
No, don't make a video, please.
What the hell? No one's making a video. I'm live, darling. I'm a live streamer. This guy. Right, hello. No one's making. I'm live. I'm a TikToker. It's my job.
Idiot.
But don't film.
Yeah, I'm not filming you. The camera was on me.
Speak with the reception. I come to help you.
Basically, the whole reason that the guy actually went there was because CLA went to Europe and expected to be able to use a 3-pin plug to charge her phone. Moron, right? Like, I don't know, man. Like, just an idiot. But it didn't take long for CLA to get booted out because, once again, CLA did what CLA does best. And she... Now, I don't know if she actually told people her address for the place in Spain or she got doxxed. Either way, like... It's completely messed up and not fair on the hotel, full stop. But yeah, she basically got booted out because the police turned up to take her away by request of the hotel from her room, which is, you know, kind of messed up.
They've kicked me out the hotel. I've done fuck all wrong. They turn up with the police. I must have passed out. I was sleeping. Next thing you know, I open the door. There's like 6 police. We need you to go. The hotel are asking you to leave. Da 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 da. I was like, what? For what? I've smoked 1 fucking cigarette, man, outside. No one's done nothing. No one's smoked no weed. No one's done shit. They took my weed off me as well.
Imagine getting the police called on you and then being upset that they took your weed off you. What did you think they were going to do? Just be like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's cannabis, darling. Cannabis. Oh, you can keep that then. No. She's actually upset that they took her weed off her.
Imagine. And that fucking hotel got fucking £500 off me. Scammed me.
Moving on though, she gets really upset about it.
My bastard job is my business, is this, is that. I told me no one, I'm doing nothing to no one, you know, I'm doing shit to no one. Fuck you, man, I'm a woman on my own as well, you know. Oh, mate, I don't care because it's all jealousy. They're all fucking jealous. That's why it's jealousy, because I ain't done nothing to harm no one. I've done nothing. But there are people, you know.
She must be forgetting the time that she put a minor on her live stream, the time that she was incredibly racist, or the multiple times that she was incredibly racist, the time where she touched up a taxi driver inappropriately. Yeah, she must be forgetting about all that stuff when she's done nothing wrong.
You know, they love me in the public eye. I don't have hate, man. But on
She didn't just... No way. No way she's not that self-aware. There is no way that CLA is that self-aware that she doesn't think that she gets, like, people absolutely adore her. There's just no way. There is no way. Like, I'm actually dumbfounded by that comment alone.
Yeah, and what they're doing is crazy, mate. It's like worse than what happens in America. This is crazy shit. I don't even know where to go, man. This is just crazy. They won't leave me alone, even in my own fucking house. They don't leave me alone.
People don't leave her alone in her house because she dished out her address to try and get some freebies out of people. That is madness.
When I'm live streaming for the police, ambulances, I can't take no more. I said it be cooking. I thought, oh yeah, I'll go pay £500. They charged me and stayed in that hotel. I thought at least they're gonna keep me safe, like Sloan Square Hotel. They kept me safe in it. It's too expensive. I can't afford to stay in Chelsea, like in hotels. It's too much money. And then when I went back to my flat, I don't even have a proper lock on my door, man. Just a Yale lock, no proper lock, no proper. Everyone else has got proper door, man. Why am I not getting a proper door? Why am I going through all this bullshit? I just wanted to put a new kitchen in there, make my property better, man. It's just fucking treated like shit, darling.
Alright, so basically, yeah, that was her story of her trip to Barcelona. Absolutely messy. She comes back to her property in London, right? I think she lives somewhere like Chelsea or Fulham or somewhere like that. She's got a council property. And, you know, the place is an absolute shambles. She has been attempting to renovate by herself her council property. Now, I don't know what the rules are around council properties, whether this is actually allowed. I don't think that it is, unless you, like, majority own the property. Because I know there's a right to buy scheme. I think that's still in place where, like, you can, like, if you rent a property, it goes towards the mortgage, and then over time you end up buying the property off of the government and it becomes your own home. I don't know if that's still a thing or if, you know, or not. But either way, she's basically made an absolute fucking mess of this council house.
Do you want to see the kitchen? So the door's got no lock, is it? I don't understand playing that, darling, but it is what it is. So this is how the floor is. I said to him, what is this floor? It's not tar, though. It can't be tar.
No, it's not tar.
You've never seen anything like it. But it's not my fault that the floor's like that, darling. Take a look at the pipes, darling. I mean, at least I've put that up. That's because he was hanging before.
Might I add, she's torn all of this stuff out over the past, like, 3-4 months she's been doing this.
But come on, darling, look at the pipes, darling. I was sorting the whole place out, so
I mean, the kitchen sink is literally on the floor. She doesn't have a sink.
The floor, I know, darling. But I've got these tiles, I was thinking, because these are tiles that I was going to put down. Like, to have down. I bought all these tiles. So what do you reckon then, that I just put the tiles down just to cover this dusty floor? I mean, I've got an air fryer. I can't believe the flowers.
Yeah. There you go. But obviously, like I say, for the past, like, couple of months, she's literally been tearing the place to shreds. Here's a video of her tearing up her kitchen apart. So I can only assume the lemons are to neutralise some kind of smell or odour, right? Which I would assume if she's torn up the tiles as well would come from some kind of damp issue. But this is not. This is literally papering over cracks, if that is the case, or glazing shit with sugar, instead of actually dealing with what the potential issue could be, which is probably the fact that CLA has taken it upon herself to tear up her kitchen and plumbing without being qualified to do so. She's probably bust something or caused some sort of leak, which is then causing this damp or mildew kind of scent. So I can only assume, of course, I don't know the full details, I've not been following it that deeply. I don't think it's even worth following that deeply, but yeah. I actually must admit, though, I have seen a video of her putting lemon juice over a plug socket with the plug socket being on, which did cause me a great deal of concern. Because I was like, what on earth are you doing? Anyone with half a brain knows that that is probably the worst idea because fluids do not mix with turned-on electrics. But clearly CLA didn't listen to that one. But yeah, this is her, again, tearing up her kitchen.
Talk to me like I'm a cunt. Fucking a bitch has fucking done everything like a G on my own in life, man. I wouldn't even know what time of day it is, what I've done in my life, motherfucker. Don't talk to me, bitch.
Yeah, it's just a total mess. It is a total mess. But off the back of it, there has been videos now going viral recently that CLA has been given 2 weeks to leave her council property. Now, based off of the video alone, it's very obvious to see, and from the way that she talks, that this is not by her own choice. In fact, this is because she's probably been told that she needs to leave the property. So, yeah, it's kind of messy.
I think I've got literally like 2 weeks to get out my council flat, as in make sure everything's out. Yep. So I've got to make sure I'm packing everything up. I've packed some stuff up as it is. So I was thinking if
I don't know. I think the most offensive part of this entire video was her chops in her lips there. That really bothered me for some reason.
I can't buy any of them storage boxes. But yeah, I'm going to go and put some stuff in my storage. So yeah.
That's really rubbed me up the wrong way. I'm not sure why, but it's really offended me that chops in. But yeah, like I say, she's been booted out of her property. I don't know the reasons for her actually getting the chop from the council house. It could be that they've seen the state of it online. It could be whatever the reason may be. I don't know. I don't want to speculate because actually, this is still a horrendous situation, regardless of who it is. I would never want to see someone literally getting kicked out of their property. But it seems like she's got somewhere else lined up, and apparently the private rented market is where she's going to go for.
Well, yeah. You see, private rented, I'm only literally going to be paying about £700 more than what I'm paying in a council.
Only? Jeez, I don't know where she's renting, but, it can't be the northeast, because I know for a fact that my rent is not, that is literally my rent. Yeah, she must be going somewhere, staying in the, heart of London or something.
So, because I can get, the same one bedrooms in Chelsea and Fulham, and pay, there's about £1,000, that's it, difference, so...
1 bedroom flat for £1,000, over £1,000. And that being £1,000 more than... I don't know what you pay for a council property. Madness. That is insane amounts of money.
Do you understand? I swear, man, shove that council flat. And you know the worst thing is, though, is everyone in that place was getting a brand new council flat. Well, no one gives a shit because no one wants to live in a council flat, dude, darling. Do you understand? So it doesn't matter. And my story will be how I had to flee my home through my safety, through this and that. And
can I just remind everyone once again before they start feeling sorry for her that she literally gave out her address on her own accord. That was by choice. That was literally her own choice to do that. So don't feel bad for her. She will most likely do it again.
I had to give up my council property, because at the end of the day, it is what it is, darling.
Shambles. TikTok's most controversial UK creator just continues to be weird, right? So the latest controversy with Elphaba. Elphaba Orion Doherty, don't get it mixed with the Elphaba from the Wicked show. Is basically having a bit of a crash out because of a dark room incident that took place when she went on a night out in London. Now, I never really knew what a dark room was, but I can only assume it's somewhere that you go off to do stuff when you're on a night out, and it's intimate, a bit more quiet, a bit more closed doors. But someone recorded in there, she had a massive crash out about it. And a part of me's yeah, she deserves it. But at the same time, for someone who thrives on, creating content from, the point of view of always having yourself accessible on live stream 24/7, it's kind of one of those things. And being so infamous as well, people are going to want to, troll you when you're out in public, which absolutely sucks. But it's basically the monster that you created. So this is how it all kind of kicked off, and this was her crashing out.
What do you mean about dark room? You mean the place I went to yesterday? Did someone fucking record me? As usual. And fucking what? Am I allowed to live or what? Thank you very much. A guy wanted me, and then I went to the dark room. And what, darling? Put facts in the chat if you agree. Now that's pissed me off. That's really pissed me off. Is someone actually fucking recording me? No, because a guy wanted me, and I was gonna... No. That's exploiting me. You do not record me in that room.
I mean, she almost had a Freudian slip there. You know, like, a guy wanted me and I was gonna... You don't record me in there. You don't do that. No! I'm glad she stopped herself, because I do not want to know what was about to go down.
Oh, God. What happened? So I went to a party yesterday. Didn't tell you where because obviously it's 18 plus. So I went to a party yesterday, as you know, because my friend's gay, so we all went there. There was a few bi men there, so I got hit on quite a lot. A guy wanted me, and I was really fucking fucked and drunk. Apparently I was being recorded, and I don't even know how much was recorded, so I haven't seen anything. Dark room. What do you mean about
So that was the start of the crash out, right? That was the start of all of these little shenanigans. But then she went on to kind of talk about it a little bit more in depth. You know, about the dark room and how she's very disappointed in society for filming her. But then again, it's like I said before, right? She is one of those content creators that will create content, live streaming all the time, 24/7, talking about like life and, you know, all the rest of it, and loving to be lapped up in fame, but then won't have it when she's being recorded. It's one of those really weird ones.
I'm allowed to do this. No, I do deserve better. I actually do, because that is disgusting to try and do that to me, to try and put me in such a vulnerable position and record me. That deserves, like, jail time. That is so wrong. That is so wrong. That is so disgusting. That is so violating. That is so wrong. I'm gonna call the police. I'm actually not gonna deal with that. No, I'm calling the police on that. That I am reporting to the police. Whoever, I need that name right now. Whoever's recorded me that, I need that name. I'm reporting them to the police. That is actually fully a crime. Fully a crime. Fully a crime to do that. I just want everyone to know: are you actually on my side with this? Because this is wrong, 1,000,000% to do that. Like, I feel violent.
I mean, in my opinion, yes, it is absolutely wrong. Like, you know, people deserve their privacy when they're out and about. But then again, it's like I said. It's the beast that she's created, right? Like, she prides herself on creating content 24/7 all the time, you know, live streaming, whether it be good or bad. And she's created a name for herself in this, like, infamous space based off of everything that she's ever done. So, of course, people are going to troll, right? Does it make it right? No. Does it mean that it's going to stop? No. Right? Like, you shouldn't have to accept it, but it's almost a given.
Violated from my body. What happened? Well, apparently someone recorded me in a dark room, and I was out on my own, and a guy who hit on me, and they seriously, like, no, that's disgusting. That is actually against the law to record someone, like, without their permission. Thank you. Actually against the law. Whoever's done that, can I please report them to the police? That is actually so wrong. Oh my god, I feel sick. I actually feel sick. I need to report that to the police. There's no such thing as caught out. It's not caught out. Someone's exploited me online, and that is disgusting. Especially me being drunk. Do you not understand that? Green hearts in the chat if you're on my side. Seriously, that's...
I mean, the comment that popped up there was actually bang on. Like, she shouldn't be seeking validation from her chat to deal with that. And also, once she found out about it, she should have just dealt with it, you know? Like, I don't know. This is where I start to, like, slip in the, like, understanding of Elphaba, because it's like one of those things where I'm like... it's one of those things where it's like, you shouldn't be seeking validation. You turn off the camera, turn off the live stream, you go and deal with it, and then you come back when you're ready. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a weird one for me.
That's wrong. That's not okay. And it's another drama. This is disgusting. I need to calm down. This is disgusting. No, I didn't do anything, though. I know I didn't do anything. I was drunk, but I don't know what I was doing. That's all. Well, okay, I'm going to say very calmly, we are all entitled to private life, aren't we? All of us. We're entitled to privacy. We're entitled to live our life. All of you, as much as I am, okay? Facts! My girl is... I have your back, and, you know what I mean? Like, personally for me, I haven't seen any video of that night out last night, so people could be lying. Maybe people from the event could have said, oh, etc, etc, etc. But to record, but if it's true to record someone, like, you can't do that. Like, you can't just record people like that. I actually should be taking legal action with that shit. I don't know, I haven't seen anything yet, so I don't know. But I'll be honest with you, I remember I did nothing with someone, so I don't think anything like that's online. What I think is, what I care about more is my friends. Do you know what I mean? So I know I didn't do anything, because I don't do that. Like, I would, if I was to do something with someone, I would do it my place or their place, not anywhere out like that. But I don't know how much of my, like, well, I mean, do you know what? It's weird because I had my dress on, and I had like my dress on like this, so I don't know how much, because I was drunk. Do you know what I mean? Because I had a tube dress on. I looked very good last night, I can't lie, like, I looked slay. But I had a tube dress on. How many of you wear tube dresses? You know how short they are? My girlies. You get me? Oh my god. I just want a lasagna. Seriously.
Just crashes out, and then it's just like, do you know what? I'm just gonna eat my lasagna. I'm just gonna eat my lasagna. But then there's a little bit of context about what the dark room actually entailed, a bit more details about. I'm not going to show any videos about it, and neither does this person that I've got up here. But they do give some very good context with regards to the dark room and what actually went on with regards to the dark room. So let's take a little listen to that.
On live once again last night after going to a dark room.
Shocker.
Let's get into it. I've just got in. You've all been sending me like 20 videos of Elphaba crashing out last night after going into a dark room and being filmed. Now I'm going to be honest, I had no idea what a dark room was 10 minutes ago, but after looking it up and you guys trying to explain it to me, I'm gonna have to explain this in a rather PG-friendly way. It's like a back room at a nightclub where typically something that rhymes with text happens.
Yeah.
Now, I can understand why Elphaba probably wouldn't be happy that it was filmed. However, I do believe the event and club that was hosting it came out and said that everyone knew it was being filmed. So if that's the case, then why was Elphaba crashing out? I don't know. Of course, Elphaba said she's going to call the police and do all of that. She's threatened to do that on me. Nothing's happened. I've had 3 glasses of wine today. I'm feeling great. But I can understand why you don't want your private, intimate moments being broadcast and filmed. That's fine. That I can actually get behind and understand. However, Elphaba doesn't help herself. If you're going into somewhere that has announced that this type of activity happens and that they're going to be filming it, but then you complain that it was filmed and threaten to call the popo on them, it ain't adding up. You're more so just mad you got caught. Honestly, at this point, nothing surprises me on this app. Elphaba having a crash out and a breakdown is frankly as obvious and as consistent as we have a cup of tea every morning. But I don't know. Are you surprised that Elphaba went to a place like this? And do you think it was wrong that she got filmed even though the event said that they were filming?
Yes, I do think it was wrong. Though Elphaba knew about it, it's still messed up, right? But at the same time, she's not helped herself in any capacity with this. Like, you know, she's been filmed. She apparently was aware that the place was going to be filming it, which, I don't know, what kind of a nightclub does that? Who's going to these kinds of nightclubs? Because, my lord, I would not be touching them things with a 10-foot barge pole, let alone, actually participating in them. But that's where we're at with this, I guess. Let me know what you guys think about this all down in the comments below. Is the crash out valid, or, should she have handled it a bit better? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. When you're down there, jump, scare the hell out of the like button, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.